Welcome back to Chief's Outpost. In this video we have a couple different versions of the Y-Wing bomber from Star Wars that I have put together. Starting on the right we have a yellow one. And again, these are all going to be posted in the workshop like my Buccaneer, so this will just be yellow Y-Wing. And in the middle we have the red Mark 1 Y-Wing. And on the far left we have the red Mark II Y-Wing. Now the yellow and the Mark II aren't usable in survival as there's no access to the reactors. Those two were mainly just for looks. The Mark II, however, I took the time to put in the conveyor tubes to access the inventories of the reactors, which I threw quite a bit of small reactors into the Mark II, the Mark I. As with the other two Y-Wings, there's still quite a few reactors, but it's not enough. So with the way these are shaped, there's not room for a large reactor while still making the ship look right. So again, these were all mainly for looks, but the Mark I there, I took the time to make sure you could use it in survival. So let's get started here with the yellow one. So on this one, I really like the way the cockpit turned out. However, two things. Y-Wings have turrets on the backside of the cockpits. Those two have them. This one does not. As you can notice, I have half bricks there. And it's also, it wouldn't be centered. Which, I don't know about you, but things being off-centered bugs me. And since these are just regular seats down in here with glass around them, there is no way to get into the seat with the thing fully closed off. So I just broke out a piece of glass. And again, these are going to be on the workshop, so if you want to download it and see if you can find a better way to do this, that would be awesome. I just couldn't really think of anything while I was building these. So let's go ahead and take off with this one. For all of these, Y-Wings don't really have landing pads or landing gear, so I put some magnetic plates so you can actually land them and lock them down. And again, there's not enough power on this one, as you can see that we're rutted out over there. We're not moving very fast. Then of course you've got the auto cannons on the front. And then in Star Wars, these are bombers with ion torpedoes, but since nothing like that exists, I just slapped a bunch of rocket launchers on the bottom. I did look at some weapons mods to try to find something like that, but I couldn't really find anything. I did find a couple of cool weapons mods that have enormous weapons that are meant for massive battleships, like ones that would dwarf my little outpost here. So at some point, I do plan on building one of those. I think it'd be pretty awesome. Alright, next let's do the red Mark 1. As you can see, I left the turret on, so it's still spinning. And all three of these ships use the same mods that the Buccaneer used: the maneuvering thrusters, Star Wars thrusters, the Star Citizen weapons, paint gun. However, these two added a couple of more. There is from the same author, NiteOwl, this droid mod, and then there's another one over here that is a cockpit that I will add the link to. It kind of bugs me that the glass isn't there, but it still looks pretty good, I think. But let's go ahead and hop into as you can see, we have plenty of power. I'm hitting the red just a little bit when we're pulling some hard maneuvers, but this one moves much better, as you can tell. And then on this one, instead of the auto cannons, we have the larger cannons on the front. They take a second to reload. We've got on our turret, this one using from the Star Citizen weapon, the laser repeaters. And then again, rocket launchers for our bombs. Now this is going to be the one that works in survival with access to everything. The other two, I mean, it's not that it couldn't be done, but I just kind of left them the way they were for looks wise. So if you're trying to create like a Star Wars role-playing survival, or not survival, creative server or something along those lines, these would be great for that. Alright, and on to the Red Mark II. So this one, almost identical. It doesn't have the same... I mean, it does have the conveyor system, but it's not hooked to the cockpit like it needs to be. Although I haven't tried it, you might get access to reactors from this droid. I don't know. If possible, then yeah, it's feasible. This one's usable in survival. But I know they're not hooked. It's not hooked to this cockpit because this cockpit didn't have a port to hook to. So you can get into this one. Or look at the bottom of my platform. On this one, you actually have a button to close the cockpit, which I thought was pretty neat. And this cockpit mod also has like a co-pilot seat that can go behind it. It's not like a full another cockpit. It's just like a small section, which is pretty cool. Well, I got a little bit different of a monitor here. This one I also haven't played with them, but it has like more LCD screen options. So I'll have to play with those more. Or if you decide to download this, you can play with them as well. So again, for weapons, we've got autocannons on the front. Got our rocket launchers for bombs. And this one I use the ballistic cannons from the Star Citizen weapon box rather than the repeaters. Also with these, I didn't show you in the Mark 1, you can switch on the rotor and these guys will spin. And of course in the rotor settings you can change the speeds, you can make it spin ridiculously fast if you really wanted to. I thought the slower pace looked good. You guys keep seeing that ship up there in my videos. That's a large scale project I'm working on, which hopefully before too long I'll have a video on as well. Then again, I'm also planning on hopefully, I'll probably need some help with it, but a massive battleship that'll use some of the weapons from the mod. Why don't I just go ahead and show you that before we finish up here. Does this Ark's Weapon Enterprise, and I'll put that in the description. I won't do like the last video where I did like the link without the H. I'll just post the name so you can copy and paste it to the workshop. For whatever reason, YouTube just won't let me use links. So I don't know, something about community, but there's also something about like facial verification, and I couldn't figure it out. But if I do, I will start posting links for all of these mods in the description. Here, I like this big battleship style cannon. But I mean, just look at that. Massive is that, and they have all kinds of different cool weapons. Let's see, what else do they have? So they have that large one. What we got here? Heavy Gatling gun. Let's take a look at that. Wow, that's pretty dope. Should take this one and make a Space Engineers A10 Warthog. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe I'll do a video on that one. Oh, anyway, those are my 3 Y-Wings. Again, they'll be on the workshop. Please, if you like them, subscribe. Take them apart, mod them, mess with them. If you can make a better version, repost it to the workshop, and if I see it, I will definitely check it out. So until next time.